Ivy and Bean break the fossil record. Drop everything. Boring, boring, boring. Bean turned the book upside down and tried to read that way. Cool. Well, sort of cool. No, boring. Bean sighed and turned the book back right side up. It was a book about cats that she had picked from the school library. There was a different cat on each page. Bean liked cats, but reading about them was driving her crazy. All the cats looked the same, except the Sphinx cat, who didn't have any fur. He looked halfway between a dog and a rat. Bean liked him the best. I bet I've never seen a Sphinx cat, thought Bean. She knew she wasn't supposed to talk, drawing, drop everything, and read. So she poked Ivy in the ribs. Ivy's eyes were being across the pages. On her book, bing, bing, bing. She looked like she was watching a ping-pong game. She didn't even notice Bean. So Bean poked her again. Hey, she whispered. Ours to Ivy. Ivy murmured. Looky here, it's a dog rat. Bean whispered louder. Ivy looked for a little tiny second. Oh, she said and went back to reading. Bean sighed again. All the other kids in Mrs. Abertate's second grade classroom were bent over their books. Even Eric, who usually fell out of his chair 2 or 3 times rowing, dropped everything and read. Was quiet. He had a book about men eating sharks. McAdam was picking his nose. Bean raised her hand. Mrs. Abertate didn't see because she was reading too, so Bean called out, Mrs. Abertate! Shh, whispered Mrs. Abertate. What is it, Bean? There's a problem, and this starts with M, began Bean, looking hard at McAdam, and then N. And the P, she wiggled her finger. Next to her rose, just in case, Mrs. Abertate needed an extra hint. Mrs. Abertate looked at McAdam too. Then she put down her book and came over to Bean's table. I brought this from home especially for you, Bean, she said, holding out a big shiny book. See, she pointed at the cover. It's the amazing book of world record. I think you'll like it. Bean wasn't sure. What's a world record? When someone does something better or longer or wider than anyone else in the whole world, that means they've set a world record. When someone does something better or longer or weirder than anyone else in the whole world, that means they've set a world record. Weirder? Bean asked. That sounded interesting. Mrs. Abertate smiled. There's a man in here who walked on his hands for 870 miles. You mean on his hands and knees, like a baby? No, just on his hands, with his feet in the air, said Mrs. Abertate. No way! Read the book, you'll see. Mrs. Abertate returned to her chair. Bean opened the shiny cover. On the very first page, there was a picture of a woman whose black hair trailed behind her like a fancy cape. Bean read that the hair was 19 feet long and that the woman had been growing it since she was 12. Wow, thought Bean. Doesn't it get dirt and bugs in it? Bean turned the page. Ew! A man was eating a scorpion. Double! He ate 13 scorpions a day. On the next page was a picture of a boy with 256 stars in his mouth. What did his mouth look like when there was no stars in it? Big and Slowberry asked. Ivy, she whispered. Ivy. Ivy's eyes started binging back and forth. What? Check this out.